Hello, everybody, and welcome to AJS News. This is the first of two news videos we have this week, but first, we have a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you a question? Have you ever had that not-so-fresh feeling, down there?
You got an STD again?
No, silly. I meant fresh.
Oh, I know exactly what your problem is. I don't have that problem because I've discovered Manscaped. Now, Manscaped are the groin gurus that have come up with ball deodorants, ball toners, and now this trimmer. This is the Lawnmower 3.0.
What is a trimmer gonna do?
Let me show you. See, with long, unmanaged hair down there, cleaning yourself can be a problem. But after trimming, cleanup is a breeze.
Wow, thanks, Dad. I feel so much fresher.
I'm glad, but please stop calling me Dad.
Get 20% off plus free shipping plus 2 free gifts when you purchase the new Perfect Package 3.0 kit with my code AJS20 at manscaped.com. Help us out, click the link, check it out for yourself. It's good that you get advice from your father, Joe.
Thank
It's
you.
always a good idea.
I got ice cream after that.
Guys, go check it out. Manscaped, we partnered up with them. As you know, we're bringing you some funny parodies. If you guys enjoy that, please visit the link down below. Whether or not you get one, it's up to you. Check it out.
Still smell.
Wash!
Wait a minute. What? Ugh.
I did wash
Ugh. Did you say
peanut butter.
Okay, I think that's what you meant. But anyways, get to the news.
All right, well, the first one, we've talked about a couple things nonstop for almost the last year on AJS News, and we're going back to an old favorite, someone that we've forgotten for a little while.
Is it my boy
Randy.
Fucking Randy.
Fucking Randy.
So Gearbox was in the news this week, and I thought it was going to be good news. Because Borderlands 3 was, in my opinion, an incredible game. It had a wonderful release. People really liked it. It sold very well.
Yeah.
People are still playing it. There's still new content. But it seems that Gearbox has taken the old Hollywood approach to accounting and has decided that Borderlands 3 didn't make any money. And so the huge bonus that Gearbox devs usually get. Now, this is really important. Gearbox developers are paid substandard salaries, substandard wages. This is not from me. This is from things I found industry professionals and people who have left that said, look, they make up for it because
a little bit lower
because they get such a huge bonus. Now, when Borderlands 2 came out and was such a huge commercial success, people bought houses. They bought cars. They got tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars in bonuses.
That's how it should be done. And I want to give props to them for doing that.
However many years ago it was. And so this time, during this process, people were reminded constantly. When they were hired for Borderlands 3, they were told, look, our salary's a little bit low, but the bonuses, man. The bonuses are coming. Borderlands 3
Bill over there bought a new house. You want to work here, right?
And so they got all of these people to come in and work into crunch and do all these things.
Where's my house?
And there's going to be no big bonuses this year.
There's a sign that says foreclosed.
Yeah.
Randy, where?
Magic. Profit's gone.
So what? How?
Okay.
How?
So
how could a game so successful, where 2K is putting out press releases, this is the most successful Borderlands gear, everything, most successful, made a ton of money, then how is this possible?
Now, they do have a couple of legit gripes, right? They switched. This was really expensive to make.
Yeah.
There was some graphics changes in the middle of it. And so there's some extra costs.
How is that the employees' problems?
Well, it just they split profit, right? And so that kind of stuff eats into the profit. So they're claiming that there was very little profit. Now, you go back last year, and we covered some stories about Randy and this weird bonus. Remember, he actually got sued over a lifetime friend. Where they're like, look, well, how come Randy gets what 12? Sometimes some people say 12, some people say $16 million bonus directly to him, so he gets his bonus. But the devs who get substandard salaries and wages don't get shit.
What?
So
See, that's fucked. And
so-
then he pocketed those 12 million. Some people say allegedly.
Allegedly, all over the screen. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So this is just it's not a feel good story. Now this absolutely sucks, right?
Oh,
so now the other thing that one of the reasons that I really wanted to cover this for is Randy said something to them that I wanted everyone to hear.
Yeah, I want to hear his exact quote when he gets in the meeting, brings everybody
Pitchford
in.
also told Gearbox developers that if they weren't happy with the royalty system, that they were welcome to quit.
What a fucking
What the
dick.
fuck?
Yeah, so that's it.
Dude, fuck you.
Everyone leave.
I don't care what kind of excuse it's going to be this time, because remember last time, Randy had fucked up so many times,
Yeah.
and then somebody said, hey, Randy is on the spectrum a little bit, or he himself said he was on the spectrum a little bit, or something
Sure.
like that. At this point, I don't give a fuck.
You're
There's
nothing,
no excuse
Randy.
for being
You're nothing
just a
without your
straight up
devs.
dick.
Yeah.
That is... That
That's
is hiding
unexcusable
something.
right there.
That is not the correct reaction.
No.
That's like, if you don't like it, fuck off. But that means that it feels to me that there's more went on behind the scenes, or he feels it's a personal attack on how he managed the money or mismanaged the development of the game. But, I don't see how that should affect employees, and at the very least, that's how they should treat the employees. Now, we don't have the exact numbers. We don't know whether the bonus that they got, because they did get the bonus.
It's tiny. It's
you
tiny
have
bonus,
to,
yes.
Get the facts right. They did. Well, we don't know. We don't know. Is it 10,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 100,000? I don't know. But it's quite clearly not up to the level that it was for Borderlands 2, even though Borderlands 3 is more successful.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that this is how CEO should run the company.
Yeah.
Especially not. That's how you talk to people.
That is not a CEO thing. That is a basic human being thing where you don't tell people who are crushed, right?
Yeah.
There are people that for years worked in this environment for less than they were worth, and said, all right, something's coming. And then all of a sudden at the very end,
Fuck
it's,
you.
what is it, Jam of the Month Club that happens in Christmas Vacation that he gets? Like, that's exactly what the situation is.
So I want to point out a good CEO who chimed in on this, Brad Wardell, who is a friend of ours. He's the CEO of Stardock, and he tweeted about this. If anyone remembers the Elemental debacle from years ago, it's a game that he developed, Ars Technica did a story on it. We still gave out 6 figures in bonuses, even though the game obviously lost money. And he says, it wasn't the team's fault for the game's failure. It was mine. He took responsibility. He still gave out the 6-figure bonuses to his employees.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Brad is one of the good ones. And you can see the stark difference between Brad and Randy. Randy, hires people on the promise of 6-figure bonuses, and he's like, look at all these things we did. We have the greatest structure ever. Oh, but your base salary is going to be kind of lower than the industry. But don't you worry, you were going to profit
False
share.
promises.
You have the biggest success of Borderlands 3. Oh, well, we had to get a new graphics engine. We had to switch this, and then also the DLC cost us a lot because, that's way more expensive than the main game. Sorry, so your bonuses are complete shit. And it's not our fault. Oh, and by the way, if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
What a tool.
Fuck Randy, man. That was not a cool move. And I don't care, whether, he feels that he's justified in saying that, because he's not. You fucked it up. And you need to treat your employees with respect, because they are the ones that made that game, Randy. Not you. You didn't personally go in and create every fucking aspect of Borderlands 3. That if you did do that, then maybe you have the right to be like, yeah, fuck off. Everybody, I made this game. It was me, one person. But it wasn't you, Randy. It was everybody else.
Well, there's just ways to handle this situation. It's a hard situation, right? You're going to a meeting. You're telling your employees, hey, we didn't make any money like we thought we were going to, so I can't give you a bonus. And had he gone there and say, look, I'm sorry, 6 months from now, when the DLC comes in and we continue to make more money, the bonuses will come. There's ways to apologize.
Right,
and say,
that's how you do it.
You can
That's
be
how you
like
do it.
human fucking being and explain, talk to people, but instead
Obviously, he's not.
you're not.
Like, look, once the numbers coming from the DLC, we'll continue to add bonuses, but they don't say that. They just say, no, your bonus has been cut, and it's very small, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You don't want to make right on this over time,
Yeah.
Randy, to where the company, because people are very willing to, negotiate and deal and stuff, especially in these sort of bonus programs. I was like, yeah, no problem, Randy. As long as in the DLC comes out and you make more money, that we get this on the back end later. I don't know. I just feel like Randy is a detriment and a liability and a negative for Gearbox at this point. Yes, he started the company. Yes, he was a big part of it. But at this point, I think that
He's got a huge ego now.
Take away his Twitter and just take away his ability to speak to employees, and I think he may be fine because he's obviously doing something right. Right? Borderlands 3 came out and it was way better than I expected.
Does that mean that that's Randy's doing, or does that mean that that's many?
I mean, as much as we
doing?
give Todd Howard a reaming because he was at the head for when something goes wrong, you gotta have to give him some credit when things do go right. So I'm not saying it's all his fault, but he does get a little for being there. The other thing that was reported is that they're expecting a mass exodus from Gearbox. One, because the game is over and they don't need the bloated staff. You need more staff towards the end of the release of a game, and now that they don't have as many big things.
Which is why he's so bold to say, "Get the fuck out if you don't like it."
We don't need you anyway.
Honestly, we was gonna fire you. Not gonna work here anymore.
Not gonna work here anymore. Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right. So
Trash. Straight trash.
next story, a little bit nicer, just a little bit nicer. So Final Fantasy VII is coming out. I am super excited. Cannot wait to play it this week. And it's going to be 100 gigs on your PlayStation hard drive. Now, I don't know if you know this, but your PlayStation hard drive has 500 gigs, and there's like 92 to 100. No, in operating system alone,
you
so
have
you
a
get like 4 games.
If
If
you
you
have
have
Call of
Duty,
Duty,
you get like one game
one
plus
other
Final
game.
Fantasy VII.
Call of Duty and Final Fantasy VII.
all I
God,
have.
what is with these install sizes? Gaming has gotten better and better, and graphics are better and better, and so file size bloat. But you know what other technology gets better and better? Compression.
Compression is getting
But
better,
it's just that costs money.
Yeah.
That costs time. That costs resources, development, and some of these companies are unwilling to do it so as long as it's a certain level and they think it's fine. But it does inconvenience gamers a whole ton. So,
I think that this is actually kind of a good thing and the reason behind it is because they wanted to make sure that there was unique texture. They're not going to be reusing resources. When you're walking from block to block, you're not going to see just basic recut buildings. Everything is custom done according to the developers. So the reason that it's so large is there's more art files than there's ever been. There's more musical cues, there's more sound effects, and they're not just simply reusing things. So hopefully that means that the experience will be just completely, for me, immersive, going like, oh man, this is what Midgar looks like.
Experience for me.
So you may not appreciate
he's
it.
fanboying, so he's grabbing up
Yeah.
on the little quotes that they're tossing
He's
out
like,
to
"Oh,
try
it's
to
gonna be
justify it.
amazing."
Well, it's not going to be my PlayStation hard drive either.
No.
So
compression,
it'll be fine.
Lebowski, compression. Okay, if we complain about it for Call of Duty, you gotta bet your ass we gotta stay consistent and complain about it for Final
But I don't
Fantasy
like
VII.
Call of Duty.
But I know. But what is reasonable these days? Honestly, I don't fucking know.
100 gigs probably.
It should be like 40, 50 is manageable.
What was God of War?
That's-
God of War is like 50, 60 gigs, right?
37, so I don't remember.
remember.
But it's getting up there, and hopefully these new consoles, and we've done stories on it, are taking care of that, and they do. They have expanded modules.
But that means I'm going to have to buy more hard drives for my console.
Or delete the game once you're done playing it. Yes. Well, what's good about that is our save files are, the save files are often separate from the actual game install. So you could delete the game, Joe, and you still have your save files there, and then you just put it. It's just you have to sit there for fucking 5 hours on goddamn PSN's crappy fucking connection that is being throttled right now during fucking quarantine. So you have to fucking sit there and wait forever to have it re-download, and it's annoying. So come
Yeah,
on,
pretty
guys.
much.
Let's. If you hit 100 gigabytes, you're gonna get a little complaining from us as gamers. All right, especially on
don't have
consoles.
room.
Like on my PC, I got plenty of room, but I invested like $500, $800 on just tons and tons of bays and drives for all the
Oh, you
footage
have a
we
whole
work
bunch of-
on.
yeah,
So for
videos.
me, it don't matter. But I don't think a lot of others are getting that many fucking storage areas and shit on their console. So yeah.
All right. The next bit that we want to talk about is The Last of Us 2 is delayed. Now, indefinitely. It's never coming out.
Forever.
No!
It'll be delayed a little while. We just don't know when it's coming out.
No!
But yes.
No!
Okay.
Now!
So Last of
It's
Us.
a perfect time for it. We are stuck
know.
inside. I need some gaming. That was coming out, I think, in May. So I was looking forward to, hopefully some of this shit will be done by then.
Well, it's even more disheartening because Naughty Dog announced that they're
wait a
nearly done with development and are in the midst of fixing final bugs. So the game's done. It's just they're doing bug fixes. And so
They delayed the game a bunch already.
How many times has it been?
I'll tell you what
This
this
is the second
is.
time
This
major
is
delay.
about money. It's about money. Because if they say they're nearly done with the game and you look at the quotes and you read the quotes, it says we would have logistics issues. We would have a problem with distribution, and that's physical copies.
Yeah.
Correct?
yeah, I mean, if that's what they're worried about, absolutely.
Well, you
So-
know GameStop is essential, so there you go.
They are essential.
No, Joe. Apparently, they are not essential. So here's the thing. So because they can't print those physical copies at the factories, or maybe the factories are having trouble keeping up with that demand, then I guess they think a certain percentage of their sales will be gone because they don't have the physical, and some people can't just simply download it. I guess. I do think it would affect their sales somewhat.
Yeah.
And yes, there's probably some actual legit, like, hey, we're falling behind because we're switching to a work from home situation, and so for the polishing phase at the work from home, maybe they think that they need a little bit more time. But to delay indefinitely and not give a date,
Yeah, it was
is
really odd.
totally like, okay, we're gonna make sure that this virus is completely gone.
Yeah.
And production has been ramped up quite a bit. I almost feel like if they're doing an indefinite delay, it's probably like end of the year, like November, December.
No more things
Man.
in November, December. Like that is so many games that.
Right,
Jam-packed.
which makes me
gonna be
concerned.
kind of like
August,
too much.
we need
It's an
something-
overload.
Yeah,
Well, they're holding the date because they want to see what then appears. Because other
Yeah.
games are holding their dates, and so then they go and they say, no, we'll go to 21.
Yeah.
2021 maybe.
wanna wait till
And I don't want to
2021.
wait till 2021 either. And I certainly don't want to, have our games delayed. But hey, this is a global pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if these companies say, look, we have delays, I have to respect that. I
Mm-hmm.
can still complain about it and be like, no.
They
Right?
don't
I
like
really
it,
don't want
but we
I don't
gotta
want
put up
any
with
other
it.
games to be delayed. Like Cyberpunk is the big one.
Don't you even put that out
Well,
there.
I know, but
Don't
did you
you
know?
dare.
Did you know they're working from home too? They're
So
having
it's
to
not gonna
shift.
Get delayed. All right.
They're having to shift their
Yay.
production to have a lot of employees work from home, and they're in the polishing phase a little bit more than the polishing phase, but around that same thing too. So does that mean that if a big company like Naughty Dog and Sony and Last of Us 2 is getting delayed because of the virus, are we going to see, these other delays due to
Some companies have pivoted. Like we have friends that that work in offices, and some companies within the next day is like everyone works from home.
Yeah.
Here's your thing, go. And it was the easiest thing and almost seamless transition. And
Yeah,
other
yeah.
ones are in the Stone Age pretty much to so I haven't figured out how to
yeah.
plug the fax machine
Yes.
into the toaster oven,
Yeah.
so no one gets internet yet.
Yeah,
and so
yeah. That's how it is at my girlfriend's work. Like all the older people are like asking her how to do like everything.
yeah, how does the
It's like,
VCR
From
show
home.
me
what
on the
is
TV
Zoom?
screen?
Zoom, what is this?
Zoom,
How
yes,
do I do this?
and conferencing and things like this. It's out of control.
Yeah.
But you would think the video game companies, those employees, are
You would
probably
think.
pretty savvy and wouldn't have some major delays. But Guys, I don't think that this is going to be the first and last of the delays.
Oh, no, it's not.
In fact, I can already tell you one. A certain game on Nintendo Switch. Do you remember what it was?
Well, Iron Man VR also. Well, it was the other one that for this
yeah,
is Sony.
Iron Man VR.
So-
oh,
God.
no! Iron Man. I did an angry review on Iron Man when I was young and skinny. Go look that one up. So we'll have to follow up with that once that game actually comes out. VR version. I like VR if it's done well.
If I'm flying around as Iron Man, which is the only reason I'd want to play Iron Man VR,
Yeah.
like I don't know, motion sickness pills for me. Or just, what all the internet comments are, you just have to play it for 40 hours and you'll stop getting sick.
Here we go. I wrote it down. So the
I was
Outer
thinking-
Worlds on Switch is
Oh,
delayed.
yes, that's right.
The Oculus Quest production, which by the way we've been playing with VR headsets and checking those out. They're very good, and I want to try out the Oculus Quest, but you can't find one. I mean, you can find one for $700, $800 being sold secondhand on eBay, but the actual production version of it is getting delayed due to the coronavirus. A lot of stuff getting delayed due to the coronavirus.
Yeah. One last thing about The Last of Us. There was 2 leaked videos that got put on the internet, and so Sony is claiming it was like game test footage, but we get 2 different.
I haven't seen that.
We get 2 different screens. Ellie in the snow, riding on a horse, patrolling, talking about movies, and then there's another scene of her in an abandoned movie theater. It looks like a little mini game where she's playing the guitar. It's like Last of Us Guitar Hero type thing. Sony scrambled and got all of it everywhere removed off the internet.
Oh,
Like,
damn it. I was gonna
I
show
found
some
one.
of
I
them.
found one. And so
I'm not sure if we should show it because I don't want our thing to
Claimed.
get claimed or removed.
but all right. Well, if we found I was
How
able
about
to,
a still, an image still?
we got
Okay,
image
fine.
stills,
I
but
could do that.
yeah. But so nothing's spoiled here. There's no major characters doing anything weird. It's just
Yeah,
Sony.
that makes total sense because one of the first trailers is her playing
Playing
a
a
guitar,
guitar, yeah.
right? So yeah, that's kind of cool. There's a guitar minigame potentially, and you ride horses.
Yeah.
Horses. It's fucking great.
It sounds great. I
It's
want to
like
play it.
every little sister's favorite game. You know,
Yeah.
ride horses,
Now-
play your guitar.
But it could be
It's
my favorite game.
my
too.
favorite game.
Yeah, it's just like I don't care.
Just like-
It's just like I
I
like that
just think
stuff too.
My Pretty
I
Little
don't like
Pony
I
and
don't
then
like
the guitar.
horses. They're not my thing.
You don't like horses?
Horses don't like me.
Oh,
no,
that's
horses don't want me
right.
riding on them.
Right.
Because you're fucking
They're
I need a
like-
Clydes. I need a Clydesdale.
feet are
That's right.
dragging while the horse is like trying to.
There's Robin Hood
Carry
Men in
you.
Tights, that lady
Oh,
that jumps down and the horse just moves. That's the horse when Alex comes up.
Hey. Yeah.
He's like, no
Never
way.
do that again.
All right. All right, that's enough. No more.
All righty.
That's all that we've got for this video. Make sure you check out the second video that we have coming for this week for news.
And thank you so much to Manscaped for sponsoring the video. Click the links down below. Show some support to our show. See if it's something you're interested in. If not, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.